Alright, so here is our mini home foundry, which we have obviously spared no expense in the construction of. So what we have here is a 6-gallon bucket from Walmart made out of I think galvanized steel, and we formed up using a 50% mixture of plaster and general purpose sand. We formed up a nice little, using a little 1-gallon bucket. A nice little area there. We've got, this is a charcoal fired foundry. So in order to make the charcoal burn hot enough to melt anything, you got to feed it some air. And we're doing that using, let me throw a little shadow here, there we go. Using a section of tailpipe from Advance AutoZone. And I have, using a very high-tech mounting system here, fastened the hair dryer to the pipe. It actually works really well. So I've got the heat, I've got that fastened so that it's not going to throw any heat. I'll put it on high, and I don't know if you can see this or not. Come here, look at this. I got my son here who's terrified. I'm going to put him on camera. So then I shall. So the idea is to get a nice little vortex going around the crucible. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see it or not. If you put your hand down there, you can feel it. It's swirling very nicely.
Oh, nice.
All right, so that makes sure that all the charcoal has plenty of oxygen, so it gets as hot as possible. All right. So on the crucible, you have an issue with the crucible. Once it's full of molten aluminum, it's too hot to just reach in there and grab, right? You'll burn your fingers off.
Yeah.
So I gave the crucible, I don't know if you can see this or not, there's 2 hooks here so that you can reach in there with a piece of probably a coat hanger will work okay. We'll bend it around so that we can hook onto those and lift it up.
Melt?
Well, if you leave it in there long enough, it will. But we're just gonna grab it here. Yep. All right. So our crucible is just a little old 14-ounce propane bottle. It's made out of steel, but it's a thin steel. So one of the concerns I have is that this might fail. I don't think it will, but we'll have to see. I've seen people use flimsier things.
Soup cans.
Yeah. So hopefully it'll be all right. It's got a nice rounded bottom to it. I wish it was a little bigger, and we may actually upgrade this to a slightly larger version of this. So that's the idea. You put that down in there, you pack charcoal under it and around it, you light it, you let it get going, you turn on the air, and then we've got this old set of busted up aluminum crutches that we had in the basement. There's some plastic involved here, so we're going to have a little bit of goop on top of our aluminum that we're going to have to get rid of.
But from the video, it looks like it should be easy enough to get rid of.
Should be fairly easy, yeah. It'll probably burn away. It's going to get really hot, and that plastic will actually burn. So there's some little pieces of steel. That button's a little piece of steel. These little rivets, I think those are steel. So there's going to be some goop. Yep. All right. So we should end up, I'm thinking, with enough aluminum. We're going to melt it. Then we're going to pour it into our muffin pan.
Manly muffin pan.
That's right, it is a manly muffin pan. So hopefully we'll get enough out of those crutches to get, I don't know, maybe 2, maybe 3 little ingots.
It looks like there's quite a lot. It's a lot denser than a soda can.
Oh yeah, there's a lot more there than soda cans.
Plus
so
it's a lot longer too.
Yep, that's right. So on YouTube, the videos we found, this guy was melting soda cans, but he had to melt, man, he had to melt like 50 soda cans to get one of those little ingots, which seemed like a lot of trouble. So there you go. That's it. So we're gonna take a little break, get a little lunch, and using our safety gear and our miniature homemade foundry, we're gonna melt some stuff. The goal today is to test our process, test our foundry, and try not to burn the whole place to the ground. I'd say that's the #1 goal. And
we don't want another fireworks incident.
We don't. We don't make fireworks anymore.
Molten aluminum flying all over the place.
That's what we should do. We should combine this with the fireworks. All right.